It's amazing the things you learn when you start working with someone. Partnerships are very similar to a marriage in some respect, except marriage are before God and till death do us part. With you and your wife, in my case, or your wife and her husband, however it may be. But business partnerships have some similarity in that it's two or more people, right, working together towards a common goal. And ideally speaking, you're learning from each other. You have skills that complement each other. That's what the cookie crumbles. Oftentimes, you wouldn't want 5 people or 2 people who have the same skill set. And so recently, my son has started to work with me in building Smart Hustle and building the Ramon Ray brand. And in all intents and purposes, he's heading our content. So he's our head, our CMO, our content strategist, marketing strategist rather. But also, I see him and he's growing into that role as a partner in the business. And we've had several intense discussions in the last 2 or 3 days. And as we both were thinking, a few things came out. One, that intense discussion, it's healthy. He's not, as it were, just a contractor who I'm asking to do a task. Yes, I want all the members of my team to work with me, and everybody has different types of roles. Some roles are more transactional, some roles are with thought, for sure. But the point is, as a partner and as one invested in the growth of the business for years to come, hopefully, it's not just marketing strategists and my little task sheet. It's looking at the entire business and growth. And with that, I can see now more clearly while purpose, vision, value, mission is important. What's the purpose of the things we do? Do him and I see eye to eye on that? What's the future growth of the business? Do we see eye to eye on that? And I give kudos to Clayton Mask of Infusionsoft and the team there. I worked for some years, seeing how they've grown the company, learning from Jim Collins and so many others. Brett Gilliland was there, and I've worked with him and his team at Entrepreneur Growth. I forgot the name offhand. I'm blanking out for a minute here. But working with him and his team and others in many books I've read. Gino Wickman's Traction, of course. Michael Gerber's The E-Myth talks a little bit about that. And of course, Malcolm Gladwell, Jim Collins, other books that I can think of that I'm looking at right here, but as far as building the company. But the point is that as we've had these aggressive discussions, it's been about 2 things broadly. One, where we want to take the business. We don't disagree at all, just learning each other as we start to work together, but where we want to take the business. But more so realizing our differences and how we can complement each other. Ironically, me and my wife go through that as well. 26 years of marriage. It is a bit different. It's always not so amicable as it is with me and my son, but I digress. But I'm learning so much that he's one way, I'm another way. And I'll just share, I'll open it up. I hope he doesn't mind, is that I'm fast to the point. I wouldn't say no strategy, but I shoot first. Very quick, high level. He's a lot more thoughtful, a lot more strategic, a lot more let me fully understand the scope of what's happening. I'm not that way, but it's such a great help. It's amazing. And what I appreciate as we're learning, we're not arguing like a personal fight. We're vibrantly discussing, and oftentimes we're like, aha, now I see what you mean. And we come back where I'm saying, I'm learning from you. And where he's saying, oh, I'm learning from you, Dad. And we see today we had an aggressive discussion where I called him out on something that I said, basically, you're kind of afraid of something. And he said, no, I'm not. We talked and he said, realize, you know what? I think you're right. Maybe I am afraid of this. And he called me out and said, well, would you say that you're a bit careless? And I said, well, maybe not careless, but I do move too fast. And so I just wanted to say that I never really fully understood why founders were looking for people to co-fund their companies. And I can see why now. They want a partner to think with, a partner to grow with, a partner to complement the things at a high level they don't have. Because again, what's great, you need a team, but you can hire 50 people, 5 salespeople who are in that particular role. But to have someone vision, dream, and plan with you, that's a whole different ball of wax. So that's my lesson of the day, something I learned. And it's been on this journey of newly working with my son. And ironically, my project manager and executive assistant, some of you have got to know her, Jamie, been with me for 5 years. She's an amazing role there as well in the middle there because she has strengths with complement me and my son. So sometimes she's in the middle there, not refereeing per se. It's not quite like that, but she's bringing her dimension to it. And so me and him are like, it's just interesting dimension. So I'm excited. Smart Hustle continues to grow. We're doing great, but I'm excited about the future growth and this next phase that's going on. So I wanted to share that, but the aspect of when you have a partner, someone to partner with you and grow with you, the tension does come, the argument does come, the discussion does come, but it's not personal. You guys are just figuring it out. And oftentimes you come together and realize what we said. Oftentimes we both have been right in so many of these discussions. Yeah, we learned from each other, but we realized because our purpose, mission, and value is aligned, we know that we want to inspire and educate small business owners, for sure. We know that we want to grow Smart Hustle into a brand that continues to do that with the 3 pillars of events, of content, of community. This is for sure. So we're building that, and then we know what the roadmap looks like in the future things that we can launch. We can publish books. We can do masterminds. We can do coaching. We can make our events even better, grow our reach. This is for sure. We know where we're going. Everything else is just figuring out how to get there. So let me get off my soapbox, but I was just so excited and happy with what happened today.